Welcome to the Sublime Soiree. I'm Sue, and today we're going to get to know Linda, my co host, a little better by playing a question box game and just asking her a little bit more about herself. So let's start with that. Linda, tell me about yourself.
About myself. Okay, I am the wife of Dave. We've been married for almost 32 years, and I consider myself very blessed because I think he's really cute and a catch and all of that. And we are the very blessed parents of two young adult children. Our son Noah is 24, and our daughter Hannah is 21, soon to be 22. And we just love to spend time with them and with our extended family and with our friends. And when I am not doing that with them, I love to spend my free time writing a lot because I really had the writing bug since sixth grade. And I love to tell people stories and I love to hear people's stories. So I spend most of my free time writing.
Yeah. And Linda is an excellent writer. So we're going to dig in and start with a question box. Let's start with question number 1. Best trait of the person on your left. But
I don't have anybody on my left, but on your left is my dear friend Sue. And I love to answer that question about Sue because I think she has this amazing trait of making every single person feel like they're your closest friend. Because when you're with them, you are completely present and focused on them. And there's really nothing else that you're focusing on other than your conversation with them. And I just love that about you because it makes everybody feel very special and important.
Thank you. Favorite place to visit?
Oh boy. Well, I have 2 answers for that, really, maybe 3, because I have 1 or 2 international places, but then also a domestic place. So domestic place is definitely Hilton Head Island and specifically Sea Pines Plantation at Hilton Head Island. Shout out to Sea Pines. We just love to go there as a family on vacation. And I think the reason that it's my happy place is because of just the beach, of course, but really just the beauty of the island and the way the live oaks create a canopy over the streets. And I just love to bicycle around there. And it's just so peaceful and the views are gorgeous. And I don't know, I feel like I take air into my lungs a little more deeply when I'm down there. So that's one. And then internationally, I would say Israel because I took that trip to Israel about 3 years ago, I think. And oh my goodness, it was amazing to actually be on the soil where so much of the Bible's stories took place. And yeah, to actually have that soil underneath your feet was something pretty amazing. So I loved that. But I've also had the pleasure of visiting Mozambique twice on a missions trip. And I love Mozambique and the people of Mozambique so much. So yeah, I would say those are my places.
I know we had the opportunity of going to Hilton Head in August, and that was so much fun.
So fun.
And Sea Pines and Hilton Head's beautiful. Person you would most like to meet?
Well, I said earlier that I love to hear people's stories. And so for me, there's not really one person that I really want to meet as much as there is value in realizing that every person I meet is important. So, and worth meeting. So I just I love to meet new people and I love to hear their stories. And I love to see God's beauty in their story. Even in the hard things, you can see where God is causing it to work for the good and creating beauty out of the ashes. And so, yeah, I think I just love to meet new people.
Okay. What is one thing you would love to try?
Well, again, I do like to write. And so I would say it would be something along the lines of writing because I've always liked writing articles, blog posts, press releases, things like that. So those are kind of shorter. And I've never attempted a book. So I think one thing I'd like to try is to write a book, not for writing a book's sake, But as you and I have been going through the Sublime Soiree, I think there have been some ideas that have been coming to our minds. And so if there were an opportunity to gather all those ideas together and put them into a book, I'd love to give it a try.
A great goal for 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. Best gift you ever received?
Well, I've received some amazing gifts. My husband is very generous and loves to give beautiful gifts. And I've had very wonderful gifts from wonderful friends. I would have to say, though, that the best gift that I've ever received is the gift of salvation through faith in Jesus Christ, that's a gift that's available to everybody. God says that he's patient, not wanting anyone to perish, but all to have eternal life. And so that gift has been completely transformational for me. And I would love to be able to share it. It's not one that I want to tight fist. It's one that I want to give on.
And that reminds me to remind you, our viewers, that if you go to our website, there is a spot that says open the invitation. So check it out. Question you would most like to ask God.
This answer is going to sound like a cop-out because I'm not going to answer it. No, really, I guess when I think of that question, I also immediately think of the song by Mercy Me called I Can Only Imagine. And they talk in that song about asking themselves questions. What will I do when I'm standing in your presence? And I think one of the things they say is, will I even be able to speak at all? And I think that's the way I will be. I think I will be in such awe of standing face to face with Jesus that all of my questions will just fall away, and I'll just be so overcome with joy and awe in his presence. I don't think I'll have to ask any questions. I think they'll all be answered, actually.
Okay, next question. Best birthday memory?
Best birthday memory would probably be a wonderful surprise party that my family threw for me, my husband and my sister-in-law and some friends and family. And it was for a milestone birthday. And I'm not going to tell you the milestone because I've heard cosmetic companies tell you that your age is your business and how old we look is their business. So I'm going to let you all just try to decide how old I am and not tell you how old I am. But it was a milestone birthday and they threw a surprise party for me and it was just really wonderful.
Sounds wonderful. Superpower you'd most like to have? That's a fun question.
I would say superpower I most like to have is probably one I've tried to implement, and that would be going for extended periods of time without sleep.
Okay.
I like to do a lot of things, and sometimes sleep just feels like a necessary evil that I don't really want to do. So I push it, and that's not good. Don't push it. We don't have that superpower. We need to operate from a place of rest, but sometimes I push the envelope and kind of try to get more in and less sleep. And so maybe if I could have that superpower sometime, it would be nice.
That would be a good superpower. I think I'd like that one too. Your idea of a good surprise?
Wow. So probably that surprise that I talked about from my birthday. Yes, just being surprised with friends and family waiting to wish me happy birthday was really, really fun. So I guess that would be it.
Okay. We have one more question, our final question. Funniest travel story?
Oh my. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but the memory that comes to mind is my honeymoon with my husband. We went to Barbados, which was lovely. And in Barbados, they have these little vehicles called mini mokes, and they're like glorified dune buggies. And we thought, I mean, the island's only 7 miles wide and 12 miles long. How hard could it be to drive around it? So we rented a moke. And started off on our little journey, and we were great when you went around the edges of the island, but the minute that we turned inland, we got lost right away because there really aren't great road signs, and the road signs they had we couldn't really read. So we got very, very lost, and on top of it, our moke kept stalling, and we'd have to restart and restart. So at one point, we were so lost that I got pretty scared, and I'm a journalism major, so I wrote a headline, honeymoon couple killed in paradise, bodies found in sugarcane field. So I was pretty panicked, but we finally made it back to our hotel, and after sitting on the beach for a while and recovering a little bit, we decided let's do it again. But this time we decided to go at night. And so we went out at night to go to a dinner reservation, and we got lost again. And this time we ended up going up a one-way street the wrong way, and we were an hour past our reservation, and we were pretty strung out by the time we got to our dinner reservation. And so we had a lovely dinner, but then we had to make our way back, and we did it all over again. We got lost, and our moke kept getting even worse and was stalling even more and was starting to kind of smoke and things like that. And so finally these two young local ladies asked us if we needed help and guided us back to our resort, which even that I was panicked about. But we finally made it into our resort, and the moment that we parked the car, the engine caught on fire.
Oh my goodness.
So it doesn't sound very funny. It sounds harrowing, and it was. But when I look back on it and what my poor husband, brand new husband, had to deal with my completely losing it, and what the Bajans must have thought of us, the local Barbados citizens must have thought of us, makes me laugh now. So.
Wow. Well, I'm just glad you're okay.
Me
Because
too.
I mean, it could have gone another direction. And
I know.
I'm also excited that you had this great growth opportunity on your honeymoon. I mean, talk about,
Right?
working through conflict and stress right off the bat.
I know. I guess
Wow.
God decided, because he's taken us on some adventures since then. And that's another story for another day. But yeah, I think it was good prep.
Yes. Oh. Well, Linda, it was so good to talk with you, and we are excited to share with you, our viewers, in the weeks to come, a little bit more about us. First, it's a get to know you, but we want to share with you our testimonies and our stories, and we look forward to hearing some of yours as well. So as we look ahead this week, we want to encourage you to live free above the fray, and may your week be sublime. Join us next Monday. Thank you.